there's a fire in the cockpit. Captain, we need you. So yeah, hang on.
I'm coming. Alright. So this is I guess the beginning. Wait, no.
The beginning of?
The beginning of the episode.
What?
Welcome back.
Oh yeah.
Humans and other people.
Welcome back. This is the most
effect?
the most least viewed vid podcast thing.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
In the
extranet? Citadel?
Yeah, one of those. Is that what they call it? Extranet? Instead of internet? Oh, because it goes beyond Earth.
Thank you again for your assistance, Commander.
Yeah,
Something
it would
like
be
that.
called an like no, if you formed an internet with other like alien civilizations, you would call it like an extranet because it's external, right? And because anything like that's not of Earth and external is extra.
Have you ever used an intranet?
No.
I've used many intranets. Company intranets.
Oh right, is that just that's just within
Yeah.
a local network?
So,
Nice.
this is cool. We don't actually know which. We just know she's somewhere in this cluster.
Yeah, so it actually drives you to explore
yeah.
rather than railroading you and saying like, oh, here's where you got to go, and here's the corridor that you have to run down or fly down or click down. You know, like, yeah, you actually got to find it yourself. So yeah, it's a sense of
Forces
exploration.
you to do. This is why this makes sense as the first objective as well.
Yeah, and it doesn't take long because it's not like you have to, you know, actually fly around. You just have this, right? I still don't understand why they made you like thought it was a good idea to fly around your ship around, you know.
I mean, that was the only kind of free exploration you really got in those games, seeing as all the levels were linear, you know.
Yeah. Because the fact of the matter is, the distance, like between these planets in orbit, is super deformed. So if you just sit for a second, right? So stop here. Like, let's look at this system, right? You see how the gap between every planet is about the same, right? As the radius from the central star increases, the gap's very close.
Kind
right?
of, yeah.
Very close.
It does differ a little bit, but it's not to scale, obviously.
Yeah, it's not to scale. And the other thing, of course, orbits can be very elliptical, right? And these are all circular. And every system is
They might be elliptical. It's kind of hard to tell.
No. I'm talking about you would notice, like,
Really?
like
Okay.
highly elliptical. Okay, so this is incredibly unrealistic. Like, this is obviously not to scale. So if this was a galaxy map that this is a star chart, right? So this kind of representation of the data is fine. For a chart where you're sort of looking through at things in the way that we actually do in Mass Effect 1. Whereas in Mass Effect 2 and 3, you've got fuel and you fly around, and it kind of doesn't make sense because the outer planet... yeah, I'm pretty sure I've done that a few times. Yeah, because the further the planets are away from the central star of the system, the distance between them increases exponentially. So like all the planets, you know, it's like the distance from Mercury to Venus is twice the distance it is from the Sun to Mercury. And then the distance from Venus to Earth is twice the distance from the Sun to Venus. And then, you know, and it just escalates like that until you get huge distances to some of the furthest gas giants. And then there's Pluto, of course. And there's even more rocky
past Pluto,
stuff past Pluto, in the Oort cloud, I think they call it. But yeah, so this is another system. You can see it's got the circular orbits and everything's all compressed, and yeah. So yeah, just like the fuel consumption when you're flying around in Mass Effect 2 and 3 doesn't really.
No,
it's not to scale. It doesn't match the scale of what these systems would really be like.
But to be honest, most of your fuel, you don't really use hardly any fuel flying around a system. Most of the fuel gets used when you hit the border of a system and you travel in between clusters.
That's true. Yeah. And the other thing is, like, you could say, like, oh, but the systems aren't showing. They're showing just the inner part of the solar system. They're not showing the far out gas giants. But you'd be wrong, because we've clicked on them and you can survey them, and they are gas giants that are supposed to be further out, right? So they are trying to represent everything in the system.
Yeah, it's just like even
Commander, I'm picking up a signal from
you
the
can
planet's
fly around
surface.
inside a
It looks
system in
like an
Mass Effect 2 and
automated
you
distress
use
beacon.
barely any fuel.
Yeah.
Automated distress beacon, but no Prothean ruins here. Now I'm pretty sure these are like kind of interesting side quests.
So
seen
the
as
next planet we can land on, right? Let's check what the like gravity and stuff is before we.
I've been doing that. Yeah, you're right. They are in a very similar range. I landed on like 6 planets last night.
Oh really? Yeah. Oh, and you noticed
Kind of
that,
close
yeah?
to 1G.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like I've noticed that before as well, but it's not really now until now. You know, I thought about it again.
Alright. I knew it was Knossos, that's why I did it last, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you just felt like scanning around.
Yeah, a little bit of scanning
it's
around.
good,
I didn't mean to
well,
land.
It gives us a chance to talk about it, you know.
Yeah. Alright, so here we go.
No speed running allowed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Therum.
promise not to take the Marco all the way through the level, even though I know how.
Yeah. That's the speedrun strap.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Oh, because you can. So does that mean you can actually fight the boss with the?
Yeah.
Echo. Wicked. That's awesome. I love this the ambience and the soundtrack to this planet too. Like it's so intense. Yeah.
Mr. Big Man, Rex. Time to
Big man.
stick him up. Alright, let's
He's very fitting for use in like against this mercenary that we fight at the end of the level.
yeah.
Yeah, this is such a great level.
Let's just stack them up as shotguns. Good barrier. And immunity. Tali. To go hacking. Mr. Shepherd. I have to equip everyone. We'll just do this once per mission at the beginning. Big shotguns, armor piercing.
Oh wow, you can actually see in the wiki all the equipments and what their levels are. So for example, I'm just looking at Omni Tools, right? And it lists all the manufacturers and what what their Omni Tool is called, and it shows for each level what the stats are for it. Which is cool.
Pretty sure I already have it on a diamond
Which is
piercing
cool
round.
because, yeah, I've never really known.
Alright. Good enough.
Interesting. There's a really. So there's a Omni
Commander,
Tool.
I'm picking up some strange readings. Really strange, like off the damn charts.
There's an Omni Tool that you can only
It
get
looks like it's coming
through
from an underground
PC
complex
cheats.
a few clicks away from the drop zone.
That's right, I remember that. We're
It's
reading
not
about
even.
it.
It's not even very good though. 15, 30, and 15.
It's basically just deleted, cut from the game.
Yeah. The Savant by the Ceres Council is the best. By a long shot. Well, it depends, unless you want... Oh no, it is the best. Yeah, it's
This
the
world
best,
looks really different, and I remember it.
You reckon?
on
Well, it's
Legendary Edition.
remastered. It's remastered, yeah. The graphics should have been touched up a bit. Like, they delayed it to bring Mass Effect 1's graphics up, because it needed so much more work than the other two, of course. Oh, it's cool. You can actually like click on the manufacturer and you know, read their, like, see what they manufacture and read their description. So here's our first encounter with Geth armatures, right? Except they're in...
If you haven't done any
Bro.
side missions yet.
Bro. Bro, just ram them and ragdoll them. It's so fun.
Yeah, it does like no damage though.
True. True, but it stun locks them.
True.
Especially like if you're overheated. Now you gotta shoot in bursts to maintain. Oh, turrets are the worst in this too. It always annoyed me, like the amount of hardware they deploy just to slow you down. Like, oh, we're landing on this planet and we're gonna be here for about 5 minutes
Only
to...
a fool punches a knapsack in the mouth.
Wait, what are they doing here anyway?
Remember who's here?
Well, the Geth, right? Like, why are they here?
For Liara.
Just for her.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, we're here to get her. Let's set up heaps of turrets because when people land, they're going to try and access the side and all this. and
Because Gith could see that we were coming. And our stealth should know, you're right.
It seems like... Oh, maybe they dropped the turrets from space. Like orbital drop shock troopers, except orbital drop shock turrets.
I think
Right.
it's more likely that they're here for gameplay. There's no good reason for them to be here.
Stop killing my immersion.
Unless they just
Yeah.
just
Nah, you're
dropped
right. You're right.
and set this
No,
all
it's-
Or maybe Gith just like to secure... maybe they've been searching for Liara for a while.
I mean, yeah, like obviously, yeah, so it is level building, right? It is making it sort of, you know, it's a puzzle to get through. You've got to,
Yeah.
you know, shoot the turrets and you got to shoot these guys and
I-
you got to open the gate and, you know, it's cool. And
Actually,
there's
take it back. I think they've been here for quite a long time looking for Liara, so they're just setting up defenses as a precaution.
Oh, yeah, well, it is a big world and a big site and it would be hard to find her. So, yeah, no, I'd say you're right. That's a good,
Rationalization is what we call
yes,
it.
it's a good rationalization of the built up defenses and yeah that they have, right? So there's actually like chests all through this place. So much equipment, it's ridiculous. You get so much gear from this.
I love how it just pauses the game.
Oh, when you're hacking, yeah.
God damn it. Alright, let's make Ridvan happy.
Yeah.
AI hacking. Didn't work!
Can work. Two's too high level.
I didn't know that. It's my first time ever using that ability.
Really?
That's the last of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's super useful in like Mass 3, I think it is. The hacking. Yeah, it's just so much better, isn't it, to drive in this game, and you know, in this Legendary Edition.
It's kind of better, but
Like
It feels less
you're not as-
responsive.
you think so?
Yeah.
I think you just don't remember the original.
Yeah, I remember.
No,
pretty damn well. And it feels like the jump is nerfed because it's heavier. Like you can't go up as
Yes.
high anymore.
yeah, the physics are heavier. Yeah.
But
No,
they
I
didn't
agree.
compensate by making the jump
Yeah,
stronger to compensate. You know.
yeah, I agree.
So I actually don't like it. I prefer the old one because I'm so used to it. Remember, I've 100% of the game twice and played it through I think 7 or 8 times.
Yeah, it's true. Okay.
And my most recent playthrough is 6 years ago.
Yeah. So this
Not
part
that
of the
long ago.
game, part of the game is actually pretty hard. So it's probably a good thing that you did some side questing because,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
like,
That's
when
why I did it
I
basically.
played Infiltrator and I ran in here, like straight away on Legendary Edition. I mean, Legendary difficulty, or whatever it is, hard difficulty. Yeah, you get to the area where you've got to get out of Mako, if you choose not to take it, right, or try to take it. And yeah, it's actually hard, which is good because it's like cool. I want to die and try again, right? Like, you know, and I'm just using sniper rifle and I'm taking cover and I'm thinking about using my allies' abilities and how to, you know, stay safe and get out of the situation. And you know, it's nice to have that stress because this game is so easy otherwise.
Yeah.
Like I want to use the strategies to win, right? I don't want to just, you know, blast my way through everything. So yeah, I might try and do like a that was a good stunt. Like might try and do like an engineer run on the hardest difficulty. Like
Yeah,
just
it'd be
for
fun for sure.
Without like side questing to get levels and just be like, wow, okay, like how do I get through this fight, like, you know, with what I've got.
Oh, you're gonna struggle during some of the boss fights. I'm expecting to struggle during this Krogan boss fight, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, and the Geth armature, you know, the large one. I don't know what it's called.
Colossus.
Yeah, it's Colossus, right? So yeah, because you fight it
Yeah,
as a.
that should have instant-killed.
Yeah, you're right. It is underpowered. The but I
Must
guess they do
not
it so you don't.
get the Marco through the head gap. Must walk.
Yeah, you gotta really discipline yourself. So are you equipped up, like with your best gear that you've got and
Yeah.
everything?
I did at the beginning.
Alright.
Unless we picked up something from those chests. This is a great encounter to have the sniper and
It's so interesting to me, the suit, how it's got the two pipes going up to the head from the back, and why they're not like running along the neck. But I can
They'll
only
get
imagine
shot.
that. Well, if they're along the back of your neck, maybe it's too stiff to turn your head.
oh yeah, probably. Yeah, freedom of
Yeah. These kinetic barriers are interesting. Like, are they created through Mass Effect technology?
I think they're Geth technology.
But it would have to use Mass Effect field, right? To hold
knows?
something in
Probably.
place like that blocks, you know, physical. It's
Bullets, yeah.
You know, it's kinetic, right? Like,
These snipers hurt.
so it must be a Mass Effect field that's shaped in that way to, yeah, the snipers. I wonder if you try and throw a grenade all the way up to them. Go on.
Here it comes.
That was brilliant. Here it comes, straight into the rock.
No, it got to him.
Are you sure? Did it?
Fire in the hole.
Oh, I thought it hit the rock.
Should we go that one?
Well done. Okay, so we've just
He doesn't
proved-
throw them straight.
Yeah, wow, we've just proved that you can throw a grenade like a like a discus, like a, I don't know. Did you know in the US military, they designed grenades to be the same size and weight as a baseball, because every American boy is going to know how to throw a baseball.
That is a fun fact.
It's got a. Are you right in front of a?
Dude, I'm owning, right?
So, yeah, you are, because you're not even on the hardest difficulty. No, I'm kidding. You're not even
Holy
telling.
bricks.
Oh, did he come up with a shotgun?
Yeah, Mass Effect 1's good because your teammates can get really strong.
Yeah, it's good.
I guess all of them. Your teammates can get strong in all the games, but Mass Effect 1 the most.
You reckon?
Yeah. Garrus can solo carry the game on Insanity on Mass Effect 3. You can just not shoot and let Garrus clear everything if you do the right build.
In Mass 3.
Yeah.
So when you're just saying that Mass 1, you can overpower your characters?
Yeah, I'd say overall, like, you know, if you don't, like, min-max, Mass Effect 1 has the strongest squad.
Right, okay. So okay, look at this stage setup, right? So stop for a sec. Now, when this begins, you start off on the left, but you can run up to the right. There's like a nice barrier there, like a nice position where you're not as low. Or you can just try your luck, like hugged down in the bottom left.
I think I'd usually retreat back as far as I possibly can. But
really? I
even
don't.
on Insanity, it's not an easy
'Cause
fight though.
No, but you're two in the open. There's no cover. If you run
Yeah,
back.
I think I have tried going up to the right once, but the snipers are an issue. But
I put. So what I do is
Right.
I put like. Yeah. So I go up here and I put like. But first I always put my characters in different places, right?
unfortunately, these guys are shotgunners, so both of them.
I put one like I'll use them to also take the what do you call it? Take the aggro as well. So yeah, and you got to try and nail those ones that jump around. That's really annoying. And of course, you're using a weapon that's got a big.
It's in them. Look, I got hit markers.
Yeah, that's true.
Plus, my damage is really high.
Yeah, make sure you hit them with overload as well.
I've spec'd this out basically like a battle rifle. It's basically a single shot weapon, but the damage is really high, so you don't really need to fully auto it, you know.
This is pretty intense boss music. I never really noticed it until I started listening to the OST. But like the music's not what you know, remember from this fight, or like from this game. So these guys, and the Get Stalkers, right?
Really
that are jumping around. They are really good at. They are like they can kill you, like one shot you pretty much.
Yeah, I
depending
know.
on circumstances.
I haven't been hit by one yet.
And they got that red laser that ducks out. This one. Yes.
Oops. Can you do that?
So
They've
you
changed
can
the buttons, remember? So that used to be my
You can
grenade
always-
button.
Oh yeah.
Got him.
Boom! So does it go off on its own when it reaches him?
No, I time it.
Oh, you time it. Wow. Well done. Because that's difficult to do. You would think it would have some sort of proximity sensor, right?
Think, but not in the gameplay. Shit. That will one-shot me.
Oh yeah, well. Tally's down. You've got 5 metagel, just use one. Come on.
It's not Metagel, it's Unity. Metagel just
Unity.
heals them, it doesn't get them up.
Oh.
in this game.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. You use Unity and then you metagel. I remember that's what I always did. To top them up.
Holly, you can
Yeah.
cover, bro.
But you're right because yeah, Mass 2 and Mass 3 metagel is what you use, right? There is no, like, it is Unity, right?
All these shots are hitting.
You're so far away you can't see in health bar.
No. Okay.
Stuck because of sabotage.
Yep. Good. What happened to that? Overload, eh?
I think it's because he's got no shield, so it doesn't.
Alright. It should do
There's
some
no shield
damage
to-
though.
to- Yeah, but no. It's not how it works. It's specifically.
That's how it works in Mass 1. It does damage. But
Well,
I guess
I'm pretty sure it only does shield damage.
watch me use damping on this guy. Boom! Took damage and shield damage.
Even though damping is designed for
That's
biotics,
the last of them.
It stuns things as well.
doesn't it? Okay.
Yep.
I guess they just changed it up, like, you know, for the rest of the series.
It's against tech and biotics.
Right.
And it
right.
stuns people.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is a little bit redundant if you ask me, because if you're stunned, you can't use tech or biotics.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just designed to. Oh, watch out! Yeah, so he's a shock trooper, and they've got carnage.
Shields disabled.
It's not easy to see when you have no shields, because the blue bar's still there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's different, eh? It's hard to get used to. Yeah, I kind of wish the shield indicator was like more obvious.
Or like flash. It should like flash when it's out, like on Halo.
Yeah, but there's nothing. Yeah.
No, it's just like a thin blue line.
It's not terrible, but it could be better. So this is the excavation site where we find Liara. And we've got close quarters fighting.
It looks like this cavern formed around the ruin after it was built.
That's pretty cool though, like, the ruin was there first. And then
That's how old it is.
geological processes formed this cavern around this ruin.
Very old.
Like millions of, like, well, maybe not millions, but 50,000 years.
50,000 years old.
Or 100,000 or whatever, depending on which cycle built it, I can't remember.
That's Prothean.
Yeah, I guess we assume it's Prothean.
Oh shit! So I didn't even know I was out on shields.
You're lucky you sabotaged, because they would have nailed you.
They did nail me, even though I sabotaged.
Yeah. Yeah, the load's great for bursting down.
Sterile light. Protheans sure build things. You're good to go.
Elevator scene. It's so funny how you're always facing the
I am, yeah. I do it on purpose. I think it looks
Like-
awkward if everyone's just standing in the same direction.
No, it looks more awkward when you're staring at each other. Well, maybe not, I don't know.
This is why they're waiting around. They can't get through.
Can you hear me out there? I'm trapped. I need help.
Quit shouting. This place is crawling with Geth.
Sorry, I am a little... Look, my name is Dr. Liara Tassoni. I am an archaeologist. Listen, this thing I'm in is a Prothean security device. I cannot move, so I need you to get me out of it, alright?
See, she's a Prothean expert.
How'd you end up in there?
I was exploring the ruins when the Geth showed up, so I hid in here. Can you believe that? Geth beyond the veil! I activated the tower's defenses. I knew the barrier curtains would keep them out. When I turned it on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to. I was trapped in here. You must get me out, please!
Your mother is working with Saren. Whose side are you on?
What? I am not on anybody's side. I may be Benezia's daughter, but I'm nothing like her. I have not spoken to her in years. Please, just get me out of here.
There's some kind of repulsion field in the way.
It's a Prothean barrier curtain. I knew it would keep me safe from the Geth. When
It's
I
a
turned it on, I
Prothean
must have
barrier.
hit something I wasn't supposed to. I was trapped in here. You must get me out, please.
We'll find some way to help you.
But again,
There's
it
a
must be
controller
based
that
on
should
Mass
deactivate
Effect
this
technology.
thing. You'll have to find some way past the barrier
Mass Effect
curtain.
fields.
That's the tricky part. The defenses cannot be shut off from the outside. I don't know how you'll get in here. Be careful. There is a Krogan with the Geth. They have been trying different ways to get past the barrier.
And that's where we hear about the Krogan with the Geth. Wow, he's shooting from how far away with the shotgun?
Shotguns have great
Yeah,
great range in this game. They're like the rifle.
Oh yes, you gotta have that fusion containment cell. Boom. 0 casualties. Yeah, the rockets are so dangerous, eh?
Yeah. Alright, off you guys go.
At least, like, the rockets are slow moving, so you've got time to avoid them, but it makes them so threatening as well. The fact that they're not fast. Yeah, I really like the design of the weapons and that in this game.
Like a Rex can just eat a rocket.
Yeah, he just eats the rocket, yeah. It's all carnage. Destroyed that guy.
Negative contacts, Commander.
And there's just like a whole lot of chests up the hill where these guys came from. Oh yeah, the storage lockers. It's so fun just finding stuff. Like, one thing I really like about this, of course, is loading out the different, like, designing your weapon with different.
Oh yeah, like, yeah, for sure. You can turn
add-ons, right?
You can basically choose the clip size of your weapon. Do you want a gun that? Do you want a sniper rifle that's like a light sniper rifle that can shoot off 4 or 5 bullets before having to quote-unquote reload, or do you want just a one-hitter quitter? You know, like
Yeah.
like me. I'm speccing
yeah.
my AR to be basically like a burst fire, high damage AR
So, like,
instead of like I could make it accurate,
Right.
accurate and high burst. You know, like
Well, I mean, we'll look at the add-ons when the time comes, but like, oh, this game's brilliant. It's just a memory game.
that was quick.
You got the first 3 real fast. It's yeah, like with the add-ons on the weapon, so you can have, like, for example, lots of heated. Like, normally, what you'd do is you'd try and increase the damage as much as you can, and then
While keeping the
whack
heat,
on,
but-
and then try and absorb the heat. Right, use heat absorption. And then there's like different add-ons for specific enemy types, you know, for the ammo, and then there's like shooting through barriers, and like, for example, sacrificing some of your damage but being able to deal damage through barrier. which I think is actually cool and probably underrated. It's
Yeah,
an
true.
underrated strategy to deal damage past, not barrier. I mean shield. If I'm getting the language correct,
Yeah.
because barrier's biotic barrier, right? Shields are Mass Effect shields, kinetic shields, and yeah. So I think it's really cool. Yeah, and then you've got like so for example, with Krogans who have regeneration, you specifically want to use radioactive rounds on them
How did you get in here?
because
I didn't think
it
there was
prevents
any way
their
past the
HP
barrier.
from recovering.
Yeah.
You
And
blasted through with the mining laser.
Of course. Yes,
then you've
that
got like
makes sense.
Rachni, right?
Please,
And to deal with
Get me out of
them,
here before more Geth arrive.
it's
That
not so
button
much your
over there
weapon,
should
it's
shut
more
down this
your
containment
armor. You
field.
need to have equipped like all the anti-poison.
Yeah, they go straight
antitoxin
through your shields.
stuff. Yeah, because their attacks go, they go straight through shields. They don't hit them at all.
Any idea how we get out of this place?
There is an elevator back in the center of the tower. At least I think it's an elevator. It should take us
It's
out.
funny, you
of here.
don't
Come
get
on.
to see her in the casual clothing much in this game, because then
Yeah.
she's in
Still
armor.
cannot believe all this. Why would the
You're
Geth
right.
come after me? Do you think Benezia's involved?
Saren's looking for the conduit. You're a Prothean expert.
I like how she's got
He
the
probably
standard
wants you
science
to help him
outfit too.
find it.
The conduit, but I don't know.
What the hell was that?
These ruins are not stable. That mining laser must have triggered a seismic event.
There's the Liara voice that we know
We
coming
have to
out.
hurry. The whole place is caving in.
Yeah.
Joker, get the Normandy airborne and lock in on my signal. On the double, mister.
Aye, aye, Commander. Secure and away. ETA 8 minutes.
He needs to move faster.
If I die in here, I'll kill him.
Alright, here's our close quarters fighting.
You know another clue that this is supposed to be the first planet to come to?
What's
In
that?
this boss fight, you have a fourth person helping you. In the other two boss fights, you don't.
Does she help you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
The other two
I'll be
boss fights
watching.
are seriously fucking hard.
Surrender. Or don't. That would be more fun.
We don't have time to deal with this idiot. Charge!
That Krogan looks like some kind of
I
dessert,
like your attitude.
like a cake.
Epic.
So yeah, you just gotta smash these guys with abilities. Especially sabotage to
Ow.
overload them. It's so... God damn. The terminology's annoying. Like I say sabotage to overload, but it's to overheat. Yeah, that's...
Oh, god damn it. I meant to throw a grenade. I'm so not used to the changed buttons, man.
You're trying to nail that sniper.
So
You've
close.
let yourself get flanked, Jimmy. What's going on?
Dude, I mean, I tried to start the fight off
You're
right,
gonna get-
but then I pulled
you're
out.
gonna get-
I put my gun away. Not the best start to the fight. You had to pick off the
Oh.
gift quickly.
You,
I still haven't killed the sniper that's on like 1 HP. There he is.
so what you do is go up on the side like this, and then you position the other two to cover your back.
Ah, we're all good. There's only one left.
Oh, really? I don't think so. Carnage, boom. Nice. He doesn't use cover for some reason. Of course the Krogan doesn't, but you would expect Geth to use cover, right?
Yeah, no thanks. Let me run! Why can't I run? How do you run? God, I hate controllers. Good delay.
Do you have... Oh no, it's your...
There she goes.
It's Tali that has a shield boost. They don't use their abilities automatically, do they? Do they?
My friends, yeah, they do. I've got it turned on.
Yeah.
They just don't use some, like stasis.
Yeah. Right, so the more tactical ones they say for you to use.
I mean, they still use like AI hacking.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's just stasis that they don't use, since it makes the enemy invulnerable.
Oh, interesting. Oh, right, because it makes the enemy invulnerable.
Yeah.
So they can't be hit. Oh, that makes sense. So the AI, so they must have just programmed that on purpose.
Yeah, they don't want you to be shooting an enemy and then suddenly it becomes invulnerable because you're ally.
Yeah, that would be annoying as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Can definitely see that.
Well, since we finished
Too
the
close,
whole mission,
Commander. 10 more
guess we'll go
seconds
do
we would have been
cycles.
swimming in molten sulfur.
Yeah, sounds good.
The
We've got
Normandy isn't
another 10
equipped to
minutes.
land in exploding volcanoes. They tend to fry our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
We almost died out there, and your pilot is making jokes?
Sometimes Joker's a real ass. Just try to ignore him.
I see. It must be a human thing. I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander. But I am grateful to you. You
Oh
saved
yeah,
my life
me and
that way, and not just
Grant
from
were
the
talking
volcano.
about how
Those Geth would have killed me or dragged
you
me
can
off
pick
to
up Liara
sea.
last, even after Vermeer,
Do you know something about the
Yeah, that's amazing now.
and you can
Only
be
that it
like,
was somehow connected to the Prothean
I never
extinction.
knew that.
That is my
we
real
solved the
area
whole
of
mystery of the
expertise.
whole the
I have
cycles and the
spent the past
Protheans
50
and the
years trying
everything.
to figure out what happened to them.
Yeah.
They spent the past 50 years trying to figure out what happened to them. Here, we know everything. Like, we know about
Yeah.
Sovereign. We killed
Yeah,
your
you even had
mum.
the
Like,
conversation with Sovereign, yeah.
it's basically like, it's so funny, man.
I've got my own theory on why the Protheans disappeared.
With all due respect, Commander, I have heard every theory out there. The
I feel
problem
like
is
what's
finding
best
evidence to
after
support
this
them.
level
The
would
Protheans
be
left remarkably little behind.
the
Feral.
It's
colony.
almost as if someone did not
Feroz,
want
yeah.
the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were gone and cleansed the galaxy of
But I
clues.
want to do Noveria so we can
But
have
here's
our
the
guest.
incredible part.
We have a
Based
guest
on
next
my
episode.
findings, the Protheans were not the first
We
galactic
have
civilization to
A
mysteriously
person who's
vanish.
worked in
This cycle
the
began long
industry,
before them.
including working on
Yeah.
Mass Effect Andromeda.
In what capacity? Well, you'll just have to wait to find out.
Exactly. How do you know this? Oh, there we go. Yeah. This is the part where you're supposed to hear this from her the first time, right? But you can be like, oh yeah, we know, like, and just bust her balls.
Where'd you
Yeah.
come up with this theory? I thought there wasn't
That
any
more,
evidence.
I have been
Yeah.
working on this for 50 years.
more species have
I
gone
have tracked
extinct.
down every scrap and shred of evidence. Eventually, subtle patterns start to emerge, patterns that hint at the truth. It is difficult to explain to someone else. I cannot point to one specific thing to prove my case. It is more a feeling derived from a half-century of dedicated research. But I know
Passion.
I'm right, and eventually I will be able to prove it. There were other civilizations before the Protheans. This cycle has repeated itself many times over.
If the Protheans weren't the first, then who was?
I don't know. There is barely any evidence on the Protheans, even less
I don't know
on those
why,
who came
but
before them.
like
I
Rex
cannot
sitting
prove
there
my
looking
theory,
at
but I know I am
Liara
right.
just looks
The
so
galaxy is built in a
like
cycle of
calm
extinction.
and strange.
Each time a
Like
great civilization
I
rises
don't know,
up,
it just looks
it is
innocent.
suddenly
Bioware
and violently
animations.
cast down. Only ruins survive. The Protheans rose up from a single world until their empire spanned the entire galaxy. Yet even they climbed to the top on the remains of those who came before. Their greatest achievements, the mass relays and the Citadel,
Hey, look
are
at him.
based on the technology of those who came before them.
He's like a puppy dog.
And then, like all the other forgotten civilizations throughout galactic history, the Protheans disappeared. I have dedicated my life to figuring out why.
Shut up and I can tell you.
They were wiped out by a race of sentient machines. The Reapers.
The Reapers? But I have never heard of. How do you know this? What evidence do you have?
There was a damaged Prothean beacon on Eden Prime. It burned a vision into my brain. I'm still trying to sort out what it all means.
Visions?
There we go.
Yes, that makes sense.
You look at him.
The beacons were designed to transmit
friendly.
information directly
He's
into
paying
the mind of
attention
the
so
user.
intently.
Finding one that
Yeah.
works is extremely rare.
He's a cultured Krogan.
No wonder the Geth attacked Eden Prime.
It just,
The chance
I
to
don't know.
acquire a working
He just
beacon,
looks so funny
even a
to me,
badly
like
damaged
from that
one,
angle.
is worth almost
Yeah.
any risk. But the beacons were only programmed to interact with Prothean physiology.
There we go.
Whatever
That's why it was all
information
fucked
you
up.
received would have been confused, unclear. I am amazed you were able to make sense of it at all. A lesser mind would have been utterly destroyed by the process. You must be remarkably strong-willed, Commander.
Okay, this isn't helping us find Saren or the conduit.
Ashley's getting
Of course,
jealous.
you're right.
Stop
I'm
flirting.
sorry,
Yeah.
my scientific curiosity got the better of me. Unfortunately, I do not have any information that could help you find the conduit, or Saren.
It's
I
so,
don't know
it
why
just
Saren wanted
grinds
you
my
out of the
gears
picture.
that
But I think we'll be
Asari
a
are
lot
just
better off
woman
if we bring you along.
Thank you,
with
Commander.
blue skin.
Saren might come after me again. I cannot think of anywhere safer than
Like,
here
I know
on your
there's an
ship.
explanation, but
And my knowledge of the Protheans might be useful later
they
on.
literally wear human armor.
Antibiotics
So,
will come in handy.
Only in the
when
first
fighting
game.
starts.
yeah, true.
Because of development resources.
Yeah.
Good to have you on the team, Liara.
But like the
Thank you,
physique
Commander. I am
is
very grateful.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
I mean, we
There-
could say it's
I'm
like a
feeling
mind
bit
trick and they're
lightheaded.
actually
When was the
jelly.
last time you ate? Or
Well,
slept?
it is a mind
The
trick. It's like
chatbot should take a look
you
at
see
it.
them as human,
It's
looking
probably
like
just
humans because you're a
mental
human.
exhaustion, coupled
Yeah.
with the shock
Turians
of
think they look like
discovering
just like
the Protheans'
Turians
true
because
fate.
of their
Yeah.
their
I
head
need some time
plumes.
to process all this.
Quarians think they look
Still,
just like
not
Quarians,
directly
and
examined by
Krogan
a
think they look
medical
just like
professional.
Krogan.
It will give me
But
the
look at the
chance to
body
That's
structure.
canon.
think things over. Are we finished here, Commander?
Like, look at the limbs, the
Go see the doctor.
whole
The rest of
physique
you,
is human.
dismissed.
Mission
That's because
reports
you're a
are filed,
human.
Commander.
I'm not trolling. This
You want
is
me to pass you
canon.
through to the council?
That's good. That's good.
Patch him through,
I like
Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
I like
We've
that
received your report,
explanation.
Commander. I understand Dr. Tassoni is on the Normandy.
I assume you're taking the necessary security
So if-
precautions.
But surely you could
Don't tell me how to do
bypass
my job.
You are free to
their
act as you see fit, Commander. Our
illusion
role is to offer guidance and advice.
by
It's up to you
using
if you're smart enough to listen.
objective sensors,
Liara's
right?
on our
Like
side.
a camera,
Yeah, trying to kill her.
right?
Benezia would
Like if
never
they recorded
allow
on
Sarah to
camera
kill her
and then
daughter.
you saw them on
She
camera,
doesn't know.
you'd be like, oh
Or
wow,
maybe we don't
that's
know
different.
her. We
You know?
never expected she could become a traitor.
At least the mission was a success.
Apart from the utter destruction of a major Prothean ruin. Was that really necessary, Shepard?
The Geth were crawling all over those.
Sorry, this is just all. I
We were
love
lucky
talking
to
to the
make it out
council at the end of the
alive.
missions, man.
Of course, Commander.
Right.
The mission
It's like
must
the
always
best
be
part.
a priority.
Good luck, Commander.
Um,
Remember, we are all counting on you.
But yeah, it's like a. It's kind of like a joke from the developers to the audience. But it is hinted at throughout the series and conversations that you can hear people having, NPCs having.
Regarding what?
Sorry, so there's a human, a
Sorry,
Quarian, and a Turian all arguing, saying, "What are you guys talking about?" The human's like, "Sorry, look like just like humans," and they're like, "Are you
Yeah,
joking?
yeah.
They look just like Turians." And the other was like, "Oh, they look just like Solarians and stuff like that."
Yeah, I'm familiar with that one. No, it's a human, a Turian, and a Solarian.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's in Mass Effect 3. So it seems like it's not until Mass 3 that you actually.
Pretty sure it's in Mass Effect 2. And Ilium, right?
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right.
It's
Yeah,
the bar
I
with
don't-
with Liara's dad, Liara's father.
Yeah. Let me. Oh, look, I'm on the wiki. I'll search. And I'll see like which, if Mass 1 has any reference.
We have time for one side mission, so let's do one of the important ones. Let's do Garrus's one. Or Rex. We'll get to Garrus's one. It's more interesting.
So, biology.
But there is, humans start off. All of them start off as female, and a male human is just a modified female.
So this.
So if there was going to be a race of, if they wanted to do an alien race of only one gender, it makes more sense for them to be female than male.
Yeah, I'm okay with that, but they have.
They just look too human for you.
Proportions. Yeah. So here's I mean, look, I don't know if this is like direct from the Codex. I would assume it is.
Why did you want to be a C-Sec officer in the first
But what it
place?
says is
That's a good question.
that Asari resemble humans in terms of basic skeletal structure, with 5 digits on each hand and feet that are relatively straight. This similarity allows Asari to wear human armor. Like, yeah, they have the same body type. Typical Asari has a blue to purple complexion, though a teal complexion is possible, albeit seemingly rare.
He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren. He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger, for the same reasons.
They have face markings. Some of their face markings resemble eyebrows.
Spectre candidate, me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it. He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability. He
See,
like you, Commander.
Garrus's father is like a foil to Garrus. He's the opposite of Garrus. Garrus wants to take down a suspect any way possible, doesn't matter how. His father says, if you do things right or don't do them at all.
Yeah, it's a speech I've heard one too many.
Which is why I don't like the character development that Garrus gets if you are a Paragon. When you can turn Garrus into a Paragon.
Yeah. Right.
Turn him into his father, basically, you know.
I like how, like, in this description on the wiki, it says like Asari have navels as well as breasts that continue to grow with age. 1,000 years.
I didn't realize that. I guess we can't do his. Oh, we can.
Commander, good to see you.
His quest should be opened up, but it's because I hadn't had that conversation with him yet.
Commander, how are you?
Maybe we can do Rex's quest.
So, we've got Saren on the run.
Huh. Did you know that Asari can see ultraviolet light?
Good.
I did not.
I'm better.
Good. I could tell as soon as I met him.
Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
I would have if I thought it was important.
I'll decide what's important. Now tell me how you know Saren.
This was a while ago. A bunch of mercs were bragging about a job. They said it paid well, and they said he was looking for more men, too.
I didn't know Saren was openly recruiting mercs.
Well, we might run out of time to do the side quest, but
yeah,
that's alright.
Once. We'd been raiding ships in the area for months when we took out this.
Maybe before we hit Vermeer, we'll do like a side quest episode. Or maybe not. Who knows?
Checking bodies for valuables, looking for some extra.
Yeah. I mean, if there's like enough, I mean, definitely, it's pretty easy to go an hour with quests anyway, so it's not a big deal.
What did Saren want with the ship?
Anyway,
I don't know what he wanted.
That's Therum.
He was just moving through the ship.
I guess we'll end it there.
Couple of the mercs.
Next time we're gonna go to Neveria.
Never spoke.
Yeah. And we'll probably have Neveria's quite long. It'll probably take 2 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's very. If you're thorough.
Yeah. So sometime in the next 2 episodes, we're gonna have our first guest on the Vidcast. So look forward to that. It might be next week. Might be the week after. But yeah. As always.
And we'll upload to YouTube.
Yeah. As always. Let us know what you think in the comments during the conversation. Give us some talking points. Tell us how we're wrong about the things we've been talking about.
How many viewers do we have? I mean, assuming we've stopped recording.
I mean, I guess we have now.